Carrie wrote me the I can't even thank her enough for the review that she wrote me. Now, the thing about Carrie, before we talk about my book review, I just want to show you how amazing she is. This post right here. She says, I know April isn't over just yet. Today's April 30th, by the way. It's the last day of April. She says, I'm still reading one book I've showcased, but here it is. I've read 27 books and managed that by being off 10 days for spring break. It was a great reading month with lots of 5-star reads. See anything else you want to read? Oh my gosh, she read 27 books in the month of April. And I was so lucky and blessed that my book happens to be one of them. And this is what she had to say about my book. And I am so eternally grateful because Carrie happens to be, I consider her like a Bookstagram influencer, if that's a thing. Is there such thing as a Bookstagram influencer? Yeah, I believe she's a Bookstagram influencer. So I was like, oh my goodness gracious. What is she going to say? What is she going to say? So this is what she said. She said, when at Rubber Rooster Media reached out to me, I said, you're the rubber chicken lady. I had seen this book floating around and I was so curious. So when she offered me a copy, I jumped at the chance. My review is below. I loved this book. It's unique, quirky, raw, sad, hopeful, and unabashedly Amber. I felt like I knew her as soon as I started the book. Part of that comes from how the chapters are laid out, and part of that comes from the soundtrack suggested at the beginning of each title. Her highs and lows brought back so much of my 20s with my own mistakes and struggles. She did state that that this book was published in its raw form. So if you're thinking it's going to be a mess of formatting and grammatical mistakes, you're mistaken. There are some missing commas and some minor grammar mistakes, but I was able to easily look past them as those elements added to the rawness of her story. Oh, thank God for that. So I'm just going to stop reading her review for a second and interject with my gratefulness because I just wrote a whole blog about how I'm kind of a grade junkie. And that doesn't mean that I think that in regards to my writing and 5-star reviews versus 4-star reviews, I'm grateful for any honest review. I was just making a point about my personality type, which is somebody that really strives to work towards being my best self. And if I'm going to write books, I want those books to be books that other people enjoy reading immensely. I don't want them to be middle of the road. That's my hope. But that being said, I didn't write my book thinking about what other people were going to think. I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I'm thinking about that now that I'm asking people to tell me what they think. So now I care. But anyways, I digress. Let's go back to reading. I don't even know if I made my point because I got to rambling. I'm just like, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, the grammatical mistakes. So that's one of the things that's been really, really eating at me is that I did not have it in my budget to pay an editor. I didn't have an editor at all, not any sort of editor in this book. This is just me going over and over and over again. I did send out my manuscript before the book was published, and several people messaged me with some mistakes. I think there was, I have to mention somebody. There was also a clown involved. A clown messaged me the most mistakes. So I was able to fix most of the mistakes that I had missed thanks to other people reading my book and pointing it out and being like, hey, you should fix this real quick. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much for looking past my imperfections. I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful. So Carrie says, going back to reading, she says, this book was partly reading someone's journal, partly reliving your own screwed up young adulthood, and partly cheering so hard for this woman who captures your heart from the first page. I can't wait to see what she achieves. It's been said that so much of success is simply wanting it. And if that's true, watch out, because if your next household name is the author of this delightful book, 5 stars for me. So she basically told me in this review that she absolutely believes in me. She believes in my potential as an author and as a writer, and that my name, Amber Garibay, which you'll notice is not big on the cover of my book. And there's a reason for that. I don't want to put a giant name on the cover hoping that people will remember me because I put my name big on the cover. I want people to remember me because I touched them in an authentic way. And of course, most book covers don't have a rubber chicken on them. So the rubber chicken in itself is memorable. So one of the things I can say about this particular review, other than I am eternally grateful, is I will succeed at my $10 million plan and everything I want to accomplish thanks to the love and kindness and support of other people. If I don't have those things, I won't go anywhere. Well, I will go somewhere. I'll go as high as I can go without love. And I don't know how that high that is, because thankfully I have always been blessed with people that are loving and kind. And Carrie was one of two Bookstagram influencers that I sent my book out to this April. I sent my book to Carrie, and I sent my book to another Bookstagram reviewer. And the other reviewer unfollowed me before I even mailed the book. And then I messaged her back after sending the book, and she never replied. So I sent that book off to her, and I don't know what happened to it. But Carrie read my book, wrote me an amazing review, took a lot of time of her time to do this for me and to post it on her page. Her post on her Instagram page has 1,089 likes. And look at all these wonderful people that said the nicest things. She says, this person says that this sounds really unusual. This person said, wow, you wrote an awesome review. It makes me want to pick this book up. This is all huge. Like, for me as an independent author who's trying to get my name out there, the fact that that's why I called her, she's a Bookstagram influencer, because people respect her opinion, because it's a valuable opinion, because she reads so many books, that she's an expert at what she does. And to have an expert read my book and give me feedback like that, well, boy, howdy, it inspires me to get going on that second book and to keep working towards my goal and to not give up and to rise and grind, rise and grind. So, Carrie, thank you so much. I can't even thank you enough. You are you're magical. You're a magical unicorn with sparkly rainbows and glitter and such. I hope you have a beautiful day.